Hi, I'm Deborah Stengel, founder of Sedona Soul Adventures and international best-selling author of The Journey to Happy, coming to you again from incredibly beautiful Sedona, Arizona, and I'm so happy you're here with me again. In this series of videos, I'm talking to you about concepts from my book, The Journey to Happy, how embracing the concept that nothing is wrong can transform your life. Today I'm going to ask you some stupid questions. Would you like to live longer? Be happier as you're living longer? Be more concerned about being happy than about maintaining a perfect weight or exercising all the time? I'm assuming that your answers to these questions is a resounding yes, and if it is, you might want to listen to this. Over the last few years, I've gotten really interested in studying brain chemistry. I've read lots and lots of books and articles on it, especially about how our reality can be shifted and changed. What I love about all this stuff that I'm reading is that these are mainly written by doctors or scientists, and their conclusions are actually about as metaphysical as you can get. What scientists are proving now is that people with a positive attitude live longer. A study at Yale University followed 660 people for up to 23 years that were age 50 and older. The ones who had a more positive outlook about getting older lived 7 years longer. 7 years longer than those who had a negative outlook about it. Here's my favorite part. The positive attitude had a bigger impact than cholesterol levels, weight, smoking, blood pressure, or exercise. All the things that everyone tells us to be worried about. Obviously, people need to be less worried about what they're worried about. A Mayo Clinic study followed 800 people for more than 30 years and found that people with a positive attitude, they termed them optimists, lived longer than pessimists. And in another Mayo Clinic study at about the same time, following 447 people for over 30 years, they found that the optimists felt happier, calmer, and more peaceful most of the time. And they experienced less pain and felt more energetic. A study from Duke University followed 866 heart patients and found that the people who had experienced more positive emotions lived on average 11 years more than people who focused on negative emotions. A study at Johns Hopkins University concluded that a positive attitude offers the best protection against heart disease, especially for people whose family history includes heart attacks or strokes. Their conclusion was that a positive attitude made a bigger difference than diet and exercise. Doesn't that just blow your mind? All that anybody talks to us about is diet and exercise, when the actual studies being done by scientists and doctors are that it's all about attitude. So what about you? Are you generally happy or unhappy? Optimistic or pessimistic? Do you complain a lot? Do you get frustrated a lot? Do you get angry? Or do you feel kind of ornery all the time? I love that word. My mother used to use that word all the time. So, are you experiencing joy and happiness in your life? Isn't it just wild that doctors and scientists are proving that a positive attitude has a much bigger impact than diet and exercise and even keeping your cholesterol down? I'm not saying don't be mindful about what you eat, and I'm not saying don't exercise. What I am saying is you need to find a way to go from being unhappy to happy and pessimistic to optimistic. Your life depends on it. So how do you go from unhappy to happy? How do you go from pessimistic to optimistic? Well, most of you know my story. 20 years ago, I was completely miserable, pessimistic, in the dumps, depressed. I hated my work. I weighed 40 pounds more than I weigh now. I was in debt. I was in a bad marriage, the whole thing. Everything changed for me when I came to Sedona for the first time. And I want to invite you to read my book, because my book gives you a whole bunch of processes for how you literally can make that move from unhappy to happy. You can turn your life around and start enjoying a happier, more wonderful, longer life. Even better, think about coming out to Sedona to do a retreat, either a personal retreat or a couples retreat. We custom design all of our retreats for every individual or couple. We spend a lot of time talking with you, or both of you, before you even come to Sedona. So we have a very clear idea of what's going on with you, what's happening, and what you want to have happen. Then we custom designed the retreat, which consists of private one-on-one sessions with the master practitioners here in Sedona. We have over 50 of them. None of the work is done in groups. It's all private. And what we're doing is moving out the blocks and the gunks that are keeping you from your best life or holding you back, and then moving you into connection on all the levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. When you're living your life in connection, you automatically come from a place of happiness and optimism. And as the scientists and the doctors are now proving, that kind of happiness leads to a longer life. I hope this helped. And if you got value from this video, please take the time to like it, share it with someone in your life who you think might get something out of it, and subscribe to our channel. And as I said, if you want an even more direct path to getting happy and staying happy, go to SedonaRetreatGuide.com and get your complimentary copy of the Sedona Guide to Spiritual Retreats today. Or if you'd like to talk to someone about doing a retreat that's custom designed for you, call us at 928-204-5988. You can have the life and relationship you want. I know it.